So
talk a bit about insights. Where do you usually find or go to source insight? Because insight is a big word, and from experience talking to brands or clients of different types of organisations, when you use the word insight, it usually means big pieces of information that they don't necessarily know how to interrogate or decode, and how that helps inform an idea or a piece of content or a strategy. How does that usually tend to work?
So you want to know my understanding of insights?
Yeah. Where do you find that information from?
Well, what we do, I think what I was referring to as buying insights. We follow this process that I don't know if you've heard of Adele Ravella. She's from the Buyer Persona Institute, and it's this technique of essentially gathering insights from your typical buyers by doing buyer interviews with them. So basically getting a bunch of people that either bought your product or almost bought your product but didn't, product or service. In fact, it's more valuable to get people that didn't buy your product because for some reason they were switched off at some point along their journey. And we use this thing which is, again, according to Adele Ravella's philosophy, which is the 5 rings of buyer insight. Basically what you're trying to gather from these interviews are the first things are the triggering factors. What happened in that person's life or in that business's life? What changed that caused them to search or begin searching for a solution to whatever problem they have? So that's the triggering factors. Then basically then the results, the outcomes that they're looking for. So what's the end benefit, what's the end goal for them? Then the perceived barriers, which is number 3. So the perceived barriers are what's happened in their mind that is preventing them from going ahead with a solution like yours or yours specifically. Number 4 is what are the 3 to 5 factors that they use to compare other companies like yours. And the last one is what's the buyer's journey. So usually you'll have a buyer, you'll have like someone, maybe it's from the marketing team, who's the person who's interacting with your brand, but there will be other decision makers, there'll be other people that influence their decision. If you understand all of those and you can and get real buying insights, you can then create content which preempts their objections, which you can even create content, as an example, I talked about the buyer's journey. And you might be talking to a CMO of a company. They're your buyer. You're talking to them all the time, or they're consuming your content. But because of these insights that they're going to have to run it by the board. They're going to have to the CEO, the CFO, whoever. So you can then, if you understand that, you can create content which they can forward on. You can even create blog posts and white papers say how to persuade your CEO to buy this whatever solution. So if you really understand that journey thoroughly, you can create content to just kind of like help them along.
So